Welcome back to Black Girl Couch Reviews. I'm your host, Christina. We are back for another recap and review. The penultimate episode of Black Summer, Season 1, Episode 7, The Tunnels. This episode was written by Daniel Schaefer and directed by John Hyams, who we've seen a few times throughout the season. I gave this one a I didn't dislike it, but I didn't particularly have the same reaction as I had the last few episodes, which really got me hyped. So I'm going to give this one an 8.3 out of 10. It moved the story. It didn't seem very long, right? 25-30 minutes. It moved the story along, but that's just pretty much all it did. It had some interesting moments, but for the most part, we didn't get much from last week, which was a little odd considering how things were starting to go on this upward trajectory to the finale. So I'm hoping the finale definitely gives us a little bit more of the things I really enjoyed about the last few episodes, which was, you know, the insanity of the world, how things have been breaking down, and then kind of the interpersonal connections with some of the group that we're getting and how they are dealing with this. So before we do get into the episode, I got some feedback from Lamia for episodes 5, 6, and 7. Woohoo! I am a little late on this finale. It was a very long weekend, and for some reason, somehow it happens to me. I know I'm gonna go into work and everyone's gonna say, so you had them kids, huh? And I'm like, I don't know how it happens. I had them kids. But we went swimming. It was actually really nice. There was a cookout, there was hot dogs, hamburgers, and my apartments were even selling free liquor. If they selling free liquor, or not selling, obviously giving out free liquor, it's that's ghetto as fuck. I'm sorry. Like, I enjoyed it, but I was like, that is something. My mom's like, what? Free alcoholic beverages? It was just some margarita mix, but still, it's free and it's liquor. So I definitely did want to get this out before the long week. So starting with Lamia's feedback for episode 5, Diner, I want to start by talking about Frat Boy. I love that's still his nickname. He was very lucky. Nothing he did showed me that he had survival skills. His strategy was chaotic, sporadic, and all over the place. It let me know that he was just winging it. Maybe that is what you call survival mode, but I do not. There were times when he would make a move and there was a more obvious, safer option. For instance, when he was stuck in the firehouse and he saw the zombie come in and go around the fire truck instead of running out of the garage and losing it behind him, locking the danger away in the station. He runs into an area where there are offices. Most places like that have few exit entry points, so for him to do it let me know that he was not thinking, he was just doing. And not thinking in most situations gets you killed. Everything worked out for him, but it was clear to me that it was literally dumb luck. If that stranger wouldn't have saved his life, I am absolutely sure that would have been his last stand. Now I understand why he killed the man that saved him, but since this was the point in which he decided to man up, just shows what kind of person he is. He might make it now, and he took that step though. Now that he took that step though, I'll say that much about him. Yeah, I mean, I can't disagree with anything you say there. That's very true. I think that's part of why I think me personally enjoy the character, because you're not going to have people that know how to adapt and think street smart versus be just one of those bumbling idiots around that's kind of a coward and is saved by much more capable people than him. And that has been his role throughout the series. I'm interested to see what you think of 6 and even 7, because he's not doing a lot. He's just that guy, like, really? He's alive? How's he still living? He's dumb as fuck. And I think even in this episode, Chains alludes to that, like, shit. However, I still find that, to me personally, a compelling character arc is that he is that guy that is not going to be the one you're looking for as a hero. He's just that dude who you feel a certain amount of empathy for because he is so fucking stupid and not stupid but chaotic and not equipped with those survival skills that other people who have had strife probably would learn to live into. And then you have people like Rose, who is definitely that Trump supporter. I'm joking, but not really. And who looks to her government and excited and needing to be rescued, but can turn the switch and be okay with that. He is not okay with that, will never be okay with that. And I'm wondering now, there was an interesting end at this episode, and we'll get there, how his story is actually going to play out, because we've seen what's happened to him because he is the weaker part of the species. He is in fact a victim, a constant victim of his circumstance, of his ineptness, of other people. I don't know what the hell. And falling into oblivion is something very much that people that are smarter, these are the people they want to use and exploit, because they're not equipped for this. They're not ready for this world. They just want to mentally distance themselves from it. And like I said, I can't disagree with all the things you're calling him, because he is that. But I just find that, to me, it's so unusual that we see that in such a realistic way. Because when you are under adrenaline and you're in danger, you're not, again, some people, they really do. We are those people that think. And then there are some people who just are caught up in whatever. And yeah, it does eventually get them killed, or they end up surviving. So that's his story. Moving on. Now Papi Chulo, no, you did not call Manny Papi Chulo, needs to stop. Being sexy in the middle of a crisis is not okay. I love women flirting Spanish. I don't know why. I was totally, even though I wasn't feeling him, that Spanish was getting me. French, Irish, and Gaelic will also, is Irish a language? I don't know, just the accent. Any of those is gonna have my panties dropping. He wasn't that cute, but but talking like that with slim options could definitely get him these panties. Exactly. Just keeping it real. Anyway, Will can't be talking shit about these fuckheads since he is the reason they are in the diner. I agree that leaving them outside would have been more of a problem for him and Son, so letting them inside was a good idea, but I wouldn't trust anyone like them, and damn sure wouldn't be using any of their dumbass plans. Look where their plans ended for them. And the way the dude is conveniently blaming the one person that did and cannot defend himself is really untrustworthy. He would have been the first one I killed if anything popped off. I think the dude making the plans with Will might be crazy. I think so too. Will, please don't trust him. I think he was just a meth head. That's all I was saying to myself the entire time during the watch. I didn't want anyone to follow or listen to his crazy ass. Now, I'm sure running Son and Will off the road was definitely his idea. He seemed savage enough and charismatic to make desperate fools listen to him. Their idea to fight the zombies I thought was a good one, but these zombies are nothing to fuck with. Amen. Because technically, if that was Walking Dead standards, they would have had their asses down. Like, these zombies fight back. They are nothing like the Walking... Damn, girl, what the hell? You just like thinking my thoughts. We do that at the same time because we're kindred spirits. They are nothing like the Walking Dead walkers. These fools were on beast mode. Even old ass Granny Barbara was strong and fast as hell. I thought the fight would go down so much different. I can't believe 4-on-2 was not enough to take them down. That shit is so crazy to me. Rose definitely straight up lost it. She's definitely off her rockers, lol. She's crazy like Shikada. I knew that guy wasn't trustworthy. I knew it. Son is not stupid, and I know she knows what's up. I was so proud of her when she put those cans in that sack because I knew exactly what she was preparing for. She didn't come here to play with these assholes. Gold chains don't look too good. Someone give him some water and a protein bar. Is this the same diner? Yep, it is. I was kind of happy when I realized they came upon the same diner because Gold Chains and Son just might turn into a duo not to be fucked with. Amen. LOL, neither neither one don't say too much, and they both all about their actions. Ain't that the truth? This group ass kicking is what I call survival mode. They all fought, and even there were 3 different groups of people, they all came together and got the job done. It's crazy that it took 6 people and 2 bullets to kill just 2 zombies. I just can't even deal with the savagery that is these damn creatures. Wait until you get to Z Nation, like around the second to last, because the zombies, that's the thing I love about the zombies in this show, at least a part of the Abram Cox, John Hams, and I can't remember the other guy, I think it's Carl Schaefer, world of zombies is they constantly evolve. Just like any other creature, it starts off one thing, but it constantly gets smarter and smarter because it needs to eat, and it's dying out. That's why I always thought it was weird about the Walking Dead ones. They'll just like, oh, they never really put any effort to make the zombies harder other than to put them in hordes, which is cool, but at the same time, if you could add a little twist on it, it'd be even cooler. I hope to God I'm not coming down with the cold because I feel a little nasally. Anyway, hopefully that coffee just helped. Anyway, Rose is useless as usual. Damn, she's a pain in my ass. What the fuck? Please be useful next episode, Rose. Yeah, she definitely stepped up her game, because I was right with you at this point. I was like, come on, what is going on with Rose? Like, I want her to be the protagonist. I want to like her. I want to root for her. That's your next sentence. I want to root for her, but you're making it so hard. So hard. Finishing with up her notes. I'm glad Frat Boy isn't with them anymore, because there would have been 2 useless bodies taking up space. Ha. Maybe if they meet up with him again, he'll actually be useful. Ha. A lot of ha. Yeah. Rose steps it up. I'm glad. Let's move on to episode 6. As I'm watching, I'm thinking to myself, is this what options women have? Get fucked / suck dick or die? Wow, men really are trash. They are. Right now, it seems to be the repeal of abortion laws is what's really high on their agenda. We need to get these women in their pussy. That's what a lot of men are thinking about right now. And some women. Like, you know what? You shouldn't have rights over your pussy. Absolutely not. Men are shit. And the women that support them can sometimes be shit too. I mean, clearly, any woman who still supports Trump, I'd just be looking at you every time. I'm like, oh, I can understand men. I mean, they trash. But not all men, obviously, but no, women who support Trump, I just literally side out. I'm like, I don't know what, I guess you like abusive things. I mean, I honestly have to look about your home life a little bit. In this episode, I'm getting the feeling that the men with resources are extorting women into sexual favors for help. Yup. And that's just a damn shame. But realistic. Is that Frat Boy? Lance, aka Lance. It's a shame Rose has to go through this. It pisses me off, to be honest. It's looking like Rose and Carmen took one for the team. Honestly, I would do just about anything to protect my son, so since Rose's daughter isn't with her and she's trying to find her, I can see why she's doing what she has to do. It's just a shame it's come to this. Did you notice all those old white men dancing in the club? Seriously, what the fuck? No, I didn't, but I need to go rewatch now. They having a damn fiesta in the middle of the apocalypse. It makes sense that all these old white women are there actually. I'm sure Barbara would have been there if she survived. They have probably been taken care of their whole lives by their fathers, and then their husbands, they don't know how to do for themselves. I can't believe those are the Trump supporters right there. I can't believe what the world has turned into, but honestly, this is about as realistic as it comes. And to make this even worse, as I think about it, these are the men in the military that are supposed to be protecting their country. It's crazy, but very, very realistic. I'm not sure if they were military or not, but if you picked up, you might have picked up on that more than I did. I thought they were just kind of like criminals that had looted a military thing and then just were kind of like holding the fort down. And then you had those other guys, now that we know what happened in 7, that they were probably just staking out the place to loot it. And then Rose and their gang basically got them before they could come up with a good enough plan. Because they ain't had nobody, just them two asses. So they was taking the place out. What the fuck is happening right now? The power goes out and people start shooting at each other. These military meatheads are truly horrible human beings. It's curious that frat boy is in the sex room. Oh yeah, girl, with your emojis, you're cracking me up. That's exactly what I was thinking. I'll let you think on that and move on. Girl, I already thought about that. His ass got porked. Like, they can try to make it as non-obvious as they want to. He was definitely the bitch in the room. As soon as those bullets started firing, I knew Manny was a goner. Poor Son. She wanted him to be alive for a little longer than I was comfortable with. All I could think about was if Son dies in the vent, I'm gonna be so damn mad. I'm so happy she survived. If she died, that would have messed me up for sure. She's my favorite. Absolutely. Because I knew for sure Gold Chains had left already with those weapons. I think I like him now. It's going to take a little more for me to fully be committed to him because saving Son was awesome, but it was also self-serving because he didn't want any of those zombies on the loose. And I swear to you, I saw one of those damn zombie fly jump at an angle out of nowhere and trap a man against the wall. It was a woman zombie, so I'm not mad. Those assholes deserve all of that. But damn, those things are savages. All these rapists are so disgusting too. They look sweaty, musty, and dirty. Yes, they did. I just had like they just smell like pork. I would vomit in my mouth. Not one of them is even a 5 on an attractive scale, and they look like neo-Nazis. Yuck. I thought that was definitely the point. Yes, Queen Carmen, yes. All those disgusting meatheads deserved exactly what they got. I was so satisfied with this episode all the way through. It was fantastic. 10 out of 10 for me. Just out of curiosity, I need you to give me insight on your mother's point of view. When I originally asked what your mother thought of the show, you instead gave me a story about your mother being a gangster. What the hell was I talking about? I do not go back and listen once I record. There is no editing in this process in case anyone hadn't guessed by now. Oh, I don't even know what the hell tangent I went off on. Now, as fascinating as that story was, that was not my request. I just wanted to know if you and your mom feel the same about the show so far, even though it sounds like she watched it in its entirety already. Yeah, I don't know what the hell I was talking about. But she loves the show. Like, she loves it. Strangely enough, she loves Lance. She likes him for the same reasons I do, that he be going through and he's stupid and he's dumb. But she agrees with me on that that's honestly the most realistic portrayal we've seen. And she does a lot of zombie too. She loves The Walking Dead. That's her genre right there. Her horror, sci-fi stuff. So she's not even like, she'll go in the sci-fi trumps on like those movies on sci-fi that I would never, because I just can't. Yeah, so she's used to watching a lot of campy stuff, and she really thought the show was very well written. She loves Son. That's her favorite character. We're all agreed on the same board as that. She is okay with Rose, but she thinks Chains is the same way, that he is funny and then he's out for that black girl or that white girl magic, which is fine. Everyone's got their magic they appeal to, because I'm trying to get all up in Tom Hiddleston on my Jamaica trip. I'm like, can you be there, Tom? Can you just be visiting? And then I don't know how, but any way that you can make it to my bungalow and in my bed and in my sheets, and then furthermore all up in this chocolate sauce, that would be appreciative. Seriously, that is my fantasy. So I'm not hating on her. I'm not hating on her. And Gold Chains, you know, that's kind of a dude you want to. He's smart. Everyone else that's rolling in the group, except for the one dude that barely talks, it's not. And Son. And then there's that language barrier, which I love. The show does not treat it as a language barrier whatsoever. Like, I'm sitting there, I don't know what the fuck she's saying, but I'm getting the gist of it. So that's kind of where I'm at, where she's at in the show anyway. What else was she talking about? I won't let her talk too much because she likes to drop spoilers in the middle of shit. You'd be like, you know, I'm not on that episode, but she wants to talk about the episode. So I gotta catch her, I gotta watch her. So we always talked about it maybe once or twice, and I haven't talked to her since episode 5. because I did not want her to spoil the rest for me. And she do it. Oh my gosh, she'll do it in a fucking heart attack. Or heart attack. In a New York minute. So let's get on to episode... Well, first let me do episode 7, and then we'll get your feedback for episode 7, so I'll make sure I don't repeat anything that you've already written down, because I haven't read it yet. So, this episode kind of, like I said, moves really fastly. We pick up right where we left off with... who was it? Sun and Chains running into whatever their place of meetup was. And I love when he opened the bag of weapons. Sun's like doing the shit like she worked in the army vet and like checking the gun and looking through it. And I'm like, what the fuck you did? Like, whoa, where did this skill set come from? Nobody does that shit. Especially when you're picking up an automatic weapon. Like, I think I can figure out how a gun works, because I've seen it so many times. You press something to release the stuff with the bullets. See, I don't know what it's called, but just watching it a million times, you release that, make sure the safety's on. There's a button for that somewhere that you want to make sure. You never want to hold the gun pointing at somebody, just a few things I was watching her do, like what's happening right now. What is happening? There's a lot of guns in the bag. They're very happy about this, and then they hear something. They hurry up and hide to make sure that ain't nobody. They ain't friendly. And of course, here come Rose coming in with the one guy. I don't know what the fuck to call him, but I love that he's this mysterious stranger. But maybe I'll start calling him the Grim Reaper, because people either die or shit happens around him. I don't know, but he is tagging along this group as well. And then he what else did he do? No, they just came in with Lance, and that's when when she still was holding up with Lance and then put him down. Chains is kind of like, the fuck? Who's this guy? Like, is that what I think it is? She's like, yeah. And he's like, shit. Like, I can't believe this bitch ass made it. But, I love that there was a checking in with them, that they kind of had this shared experience. And he's not like, look at this, busting up on him. And he's just like, oh, Lance. And he did try to help him. It's not like, but there was a lot of stuff on their plate. They couldn't just go back for Lance. And then... here comes, who was it? Carmen. And she's like, where's Manny? Carmen comes in with Will. And I love how they check on each other too, because when Rose comes in, he's like, you okay? A Chains goes up to her, because that's their little family unit. And then Sun runs to Will, and she's like, what happened to your leg? Like, she ain't saying it, but he's like, it's fine. It's an old injury. I'm good. But they have a little hug, and I'm like, oh. I love their friendship so much. And then, but it is not meant to last, because anytime someone is limping in the apocalypse, you already know. I'm like, fuck. And what the hell, Will? It's realistic that his beard just turned into Santa Claus, but Jesus, that took me a little aback. It went from black to straight up. He's so stressed these days. But I'm also believing there's a passage of time that they're not fully explaining, which... understandable, considering if her daughter's still at this stadium, which I don't know if she's still at the stadium, that they don't want to say it's too long, because then they're like, okay, they ain't been at the stadium for a year. They ain't been in the stadium for months, so where? I'm gonna guess this is a few weeks. Anyhow, next they hear some growling, they all hide, and then the zombies just running around. Just running like crazy. Oh, they heard some gunfire as well. And I was like, who the hell is that still breathing? But I already kind of knew from last episode that it was going to be the soldiers. And they come in, they take them out, and they're like, friendly fire, you guys can come on out. And of course, as soon as they eyeball each other, Chains and the two other ones, I didn't even catch their names. I'm just going to call them Shady Soldier A and Shady Soldier B. And I was waiting for that tense moment for them to say, oh, okay, like, you wearing Spears' uniform, what the fuck, this is not, like, I was waiting for them to out him. And immediately they're just like, oh, okay, so, hey, you guys, how many are you? And they're clearly overpowered. Then they say weapons, and they're like, yeah, we're all strapped. And then at that moment, I think they made a decision like, okay, we ain't gonna we don't know what the relationship is with this guy. We don't want to cause any outward, type of thing. Like, we need to, I don't know, because I kind of felt like they could have just taken him out, honestly, and they would have probably been, but I guess that's not what they're trying to do. Again, I'm surprised not, because they could have easily done so, taking them off their guard. But maybe one or two, and then, well, no, they had machine guns. Whatever. Anyways, they decide that they're going to go along with this group, and they're like, hey, we can get you to safety with, they've dressed it up later like it's our duty and our pleasure. Like, what the fuck? It's really not. Especially after everything that's popped off. And then Rose, who looks like she's seen the second coming of Jesus, is like, yes, sir. Yes, master, take me anywhere you want me to go. And she's looking so hella clean. And then they all kind of go through these tunnels. Not really tunnels, but they're clearly underground. Or at least that was my impression. And they get to this mess hall, and he's like, okay, we're going to all sleep here tonight. Even though Rose is like, no, we need to keep going, because I need to get to my daughter. And he's like, no, you're going to sleep, because I say so. We're going to take first watch. And you guys need the rest. So everyone kind of, they all have their own weapons, all armed, and they all lay down, or at least sit down in this moment of hush. And the whole time, Shady 1 and 2 is staring massive, intense glares at Chains, and Chains is looking right at them like, what's about to go down? Because I'm strapped. I'm not going down without a fight, but he does seem to be a little bit more intimidated by them. So it definitely didn't look like he was in control. Like, he's obviously scared of these two. And then, again, I was waiting for that moment where they were going to say, so who the fuck is you? Or the fact that they didn't say, hey, brother, or whatever the case may be, to acknowledge they're both in the military. Rose eventually does pick up on this shit, because they start asking questions, right? Like, what happened in Houston? I got family there. And he's like, oh, no. But I got a question to all these other things, like, because we can hear explosions at top. And he says, yeah, the military is bombing black zones. And they're like, what's black mean? Black means that there's nothing but dead. Well, they're clearly in a dead zone where there's more dead than living, which is a little scary. So we're getting a little bit more information. They're saying how, don't believe what you hear. The military got this shit contained. And as soon as he said that, I'm like, liar, liar, whore, and you know it. And then that is when, who else asked about another question? Oh no, Sun starts going into her spiel, and we don't know what she's saying, but it definitely, to me, how I interpret it was, if the world is shit, it's gone to shit. We are like, I think she was just like putting the pieces together. Like, this is sad. Everything is gone. Everything that we love is probably gone. It's depressing as fuck. And these people don't know what the fuck they're talking about right now. Don't fucking trust them. Everything that we have, we've lost. We can hope that it's better, but they talking that bullshit, and we need to just understand that we've all got things that we are trying to go after, and it's sad because we'll never really get the full story of what happened. And this makes everyone start to fucking cry. And of course, Carmen's crying over Manny, the fact that she kind of unintentionally got him killed. She don't know that part, but she's crying over her loss. You see Will crying tears because he's thinking about his family, and he's the one that most understands what she's talking about. And she's crying, holding her necklace, because she's obviously having a moment thinking about her mother. And then you see Rose, who's a mother looking for her daughter, also feeling that moment of sadness, and everyone connects there. And like, she's the voice of reason and calm and assurance, because it also feels like we're going to get to the people that we love, or we're going to try to get to the people that we love, and we just need to stick together and to get there. And then the military kind of cuts this off like, so okay, go to sleep. They do ask Chains what happened to your squad, and he says they did. And they're like, oh, is that right? That's crazy. It's a miracle that he got out of there. He's like, yeah. Oh no, they asked how he got away. He says, by the grace of God. And he's like, yeah, it didn't have to be the grace of God or a miracle. But the whole time Sun was giving like this emotional thing, and everyone was having this mental breakdown, you just look over And the Hispanic one is staring at Chains like,
I will look for you. I will find you. And I will kill you.
I'm like, my dude, chill the fuck out. Eventually, Rose was looking between the two like, what the hell? I mean, you could cut the tension with a butter knife, man. With a toothpick. Then she says, you know, thank you and something. And they're just like, that's when he said the line, it's our pleasure and our duty. The fact that he said pleasure before duty, I was like, that's not creepy at all. And he's like, okay, go ahead and get some sleep. Then the next thing we know, it's everyone's knocked the fuck out, which I'm sorry. Rose waking up tells me she's smarter than everyone around. And she's going Spears. No one woke up when she said Spears. Obviously it was plot point, but I'm just saying. I would have been like, okay, what you whispering? What? I heard a sound. What's that? What's going on? There's no way I'll be sleeping that damn deep. I mean, I can see Lance sleeping that damn deep. It's like soldiers are here. But I ain't trusting nobody after less than an hour of knowing you. And you sound like you just got too much coached together. So she's looking for Spears, notice that he's gone, takes her flashlight. I love she goes past this maid that is stuck underneath a refrigerator. And she's like, sorry. Why are you sorry? Because you didn't put her out of her misery? Or that it happened to her? I just thought that was funny because she was not even hesitant about popping two off up in Shady 1 and 2. And she's clearly still nervous. The fact that she wakes looking for Spears, she's clearly attached to him, which I give credit where credit's due. He didn't have to save her. He didn't have to help her. He didn't have to go along with her. He didn't have to care about her daughter, but he does care about her daughter. And maybe this is his redemption. We don't know how much Shady 1 and Shady 2 were telling about his life that was completely true. And why did the one dude look like he was on some drugs or some shit? The Caucasian one? He definitely looked like in the light. I know it was very weird lighting, but he looked like he was either infected. Like I was thinking he was going to turn or something. But he definitely looked unhealthy. But the light going down the tunnel, I guess that was the tunnel that they're referencing for the episode. Oh, that scene made me very nauseous and it was well done because it definitely put you in the moment of walking with Rose, trying to catch up to what's clearly in front of you, but you're not getting close to it as quickly as you kind of want to. Like any other director would have cut the shot to speed it along, but they didn't. They just pretty much filmed her walking all the way until she reached her prey. And then again, I don't know what's going on with Shady 1 and 2. They know she's armed. They have someone that was close to her. I'm guessing they figured they sugarcoated her so well and she was so eager because she did play the part like, yeah, I'm not a danger at all. I'm just a pretty white girl. So I don't know. They just didn't take her like she's gonna do anything, like she was gonna, because they turned their back on her, which is A, disrespectful and rude, but 2, they clearly did not see her as any type of threat. And then they probably all thought that all they had to say is, you know, he's a bad black man. You know, we're taking him to final judgment. And then he's not even begging overly much. He's just kind of like, Rose, the one thing she asks is your name Spears? And he says no. Like everything else, she didn't seem to really care. Like when they were saying this is because they have him like they beat him clearly. They have him with his hands behind his back in, what do you call this, like plastic cuffs, and they're leading him away. They took the uniform off him, which I thought was, because I was like, damn, he's cock diesel when he took that jacket off. I was like, his face is not, but his body is very well put together. And that's probably what she was looking at too. But you know, they're telling him that, you know, he killed our person. He's not really one of us. He's a con artist and that he has done bad things, that he's a murderer. Now, the fact that they kept adding on murder as if the first person he really killed was Spears, I'm not sure if that's true or not, but I could see it being this like the second or third. I don't think he goes out to murder. And because the way he did it, the way when you saw him kill Spears, there was a hesitancy there. Like, he did what he had to do, but it wasn't what he just would go out and do normally. And then he tells them that they're just looters. They don't know what the fuck is going on. They're taking advantage of the situation. Probably been left behind, is my guess. And that's why they're bombing upstairs. That you can't trust these people, that they don't give a fuck about your daughter. And the minute she heard those words, she was like, oh, I mean, it automatically clicked with her. It's kind of like she was already seeing the painting on the wall. But as soon as he said those words, that's ultimately what made her decision. It wasn't about what he did, what they did. It was, who do I need to get my daughter back? It's not these two motherfuckers that have told me 3 times that they're going to come back for me, and it's going to be 15 hours for an airdrop and blah, 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 blah. It stopped working, and she shot them right in the fucking back. Like, she shot one dude right in the head like 3 times, and then she shot the other guy. And Chains is just looking like, oh, okay, so me next. And she don't even say nothing. She's like, grab their weapons and their bullets. Let's go. She gives them kind of like a head nod, like, I trust you for that. You are trying to actually get me to my daughter. And that's fine. And we've actually been through it. And like I said, you could have left me a long time ago. In the school, you could have left me. Because you was trying to chase Lance and I fucking wasn't about that life. He told you something was wrong at the school. You didn't listen, and you wanted to take the mama route, and that's what happened, you know, when it happened. And then we get this establishing shot of everyone else waking up at sunrise, which they slept that long, but they let them sleep that long. And they're all getting their weapons, getting prepped and ready, and no one mentions that their 2 leaders are gone. But when they do show up, we're all strapped up again. They're like, what happened to the other guys? I love Rose's badass lines. They didn't make it. And so it's like, what do you mean? They didn't make it. They didn't make it. And then Will runs up to Chains and he's like, you okay? You know, because they can see he's been fucked up. And he's like, what happened? And Chains just looks at him, and then Will's like, I mean, it's like a man communication between them. Like, yeah, we fucking killed them. They were not about the right. And they're like, okay, we trust that was the right decision to make. There's definitely leaders and there's definitely followers. That's how life is. It just is. And if they say they need to take them 2 out, that's fine. We trust you on that, because we all want the same thing, and we don't know who the fuck what them people want, but we want the same thing that are here, and we're able to express empathy towards each other. Whereas these 2 Marines, even though they were the cavalry, so to speak, did not show any real empathy or connection to them. They seemed untrustworthy. And then we see the scene where Lance asks Rose, are you okay? And I was like, holy shit, well, Lance has he cares. At least he does do that. And then they go outside, because she's like, you ready? We going out. And they go up the stairs and they see the stadium. And they're like, we got to go over there. They all look badass and they're starting to make their way. And then you see the one Grim Reaper guy, who still kind of sort of looks like Murphy, whistle about 2 or 3 times. And then you hear a dog. Now, this is the same guy from episode 1 who's just been walking among the chaos as if he A, knows what the fuck's going on, B, knows how to survive what the fuck is going on. I don't know. He's this mystical creature. Very typical of the creators of Z Nation. And I love it. And then he grabs his dog, takes off his belt, puts it around the dog, and is like, yep, I'm going to put you on your leash. We're going to walk. And now I have my weapon, because thanks for you guys for helping me get one. That's all I needed. He don't even say deuces. He don't say it was nice to know you. He don't even turn back around. He just walks off. Lance is having a moment, because this is the same dog that rejected him, but it was around the time when he needed help, which means that the old man had been following him, or at least close by where he was. So what does this mean? I do not know, because there was some shit that was popping off in Z Nation where I can kind of make leaps and really weird conclusions about, but that it doesn't even matter if you've never watched Z Nation. But there's been these ideas that there's been a selection process, and that's all I'll say about that. Then we get to Lance kind of, I don't know if that was the way they were showing. It feels like there's more going on with that and Lance, because Lance is the only one who was like, where are you going? That's my friend. I need the dog. And then that's how the episode ends, because they're going to the stadium. So, like I said, it moved the plot along. It answered some questions, but kind of left them open-ended ones. We know he's not, I mean, the secret's out about Chains, but it's only out to her. But is it really necessary? I don't think it matters anymore who you were before. It's about who you are and who you're willing to be at this point. And right now, that's what Rose has said. You're my backup. You're my second in command. I trust you. That's what we're doing. We're all going to do the same thing. It was just getting to this fucking stadium. And when I asked you to help me find my daughter, you were the only person that said yes. So I really like that part of the episode. But everything else kind of just moved along. So let's get to Lamia's episode 7 feedback before I go watch episode 8, which is the finale. Do they not believe in securing doors when they enter a room? Right? They all ran through it and no one thought to lock it and blockade the door before they started to relax and get comfortable. Shaking my head. Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking when the zombies were coming. I was like, how the fuck they get in here? They can't open doors. Who didn't lock it? Who did not shut the door behind them? After what they just went through with those military men, I don't know if I would trust these fools. I just don't like the look in their eyes. Bearded man looks like I feel fucking suspicious. Yeah, he did have this look on his face like, I don't believe a fucking word you're saying right now. Frat boy, aka Lance. I'm saying aka Lance because she's just calling him frat boy. I love it. Looks like he's regretting his entire life at this moment. His breakdown when Son was talking was pretty sad. I feel like he's been through some shit after we last saw him. Yeah, I definitely think he was butt raped. And I'm not saying that it's funny. I mean, kind of, but no, seriously, he was willing to give up everything, including his dignity, to get safety. And that's fucking sad. Julius James. Yes, we got his real name. We did get Spears' real name. So we could call him Julius instead of Chains, even though I'm really attached to James. His name is Julius James. They gave him the blackest name a white person could come up with. I know we could have done better, but Julius James sounds like a pimp's name to me. Anyway. Damn, I think those soldiers were Rose's first kill. I agree. I saw the look in her eyes. She's changed just that quick. As sure as the sun rises, Rose is a different person now. I'm sure of it. Yeah. Like, I think the minute he says they don't give a fuck about your daughter, that became what her mission was. There are people who give a fuck about me and my daughter, and there's people who don't. If you ain't on that team, you gonna get fucked up. That's the beginning and end of that story. What happened to the soldiers? Rose, they didn't make it. Bitch, she's boss ass. Boss ass bitch. Bitch, butch. She a boss ass bitch. I don't know if I'm supposed to know that song because it's like song lyrics, but I don't know it. I'm gonna sing it though. She's a boss ass bitch. Bitch. She's a boss ass bitch. Bitch. Yes, Rose. She has risen. I'm so proud of her, and I don't know if that's even the same thing to say of any situation, because in all honesty, I think Julius is guilty of everything they said he did, but I would be thinking about the person that saved my life, and more than once. Trust is all you got now, and I would trust Julius over the soldiers, especially given what they went through in that damn warehouse. I think Rose made the right call. I seriously never trusted a word those dudes would said from jump. Side note, Julius got a nice ass body, girl. Amen. Hallelujah. I wouldn't be mad, Rose or Carmen, if they gave him their goodies. Just saying. Carmen's grieving, girl. But there is a thing called grief sex. I guess he just wanted a gun and his dog. That was the funniest shit I've ever seen during this whole mess. I just cannot. Did you see Frat Boy's face when the dog came bounding around the corner? He looked almost happy for a second. I don't know what he was thinking, but that entire scene was pure gold. Where are you going? He really is a damn idiot. But he did try to save Rose, so I seriously think he's becoming a different person. Because the frat boy we saw in the previous episodes would have laid on that cot in utter silence while Rose was getting assaulted. That's what we call growth. I'm immediately watching episode 8 and it looks like it's the last one. Plus it's only 20 minutes long. It's probably super action packed. Hopefully it's a doozy. Me too. Wow, only 20 minutes? Damn. But I can't wait. I can't wait. I can't wait. I cannot wait. That's what I'm doing right now. So if you want to send feedback for the next show that I'm doing, or any leftover feedback from this series, you can send that to blackgirlcouch@gmail.com. My social medias will be below. You can find this podcast on Spotify, iTunes, Podbean, and Stitcher at Black Girl Couch Black Girl Couch Reviews. I actually don't know about Stitcher. I think I keep saying that. I know I'm on. I think I'm pretty sure I'm on there. Until then, guys, peace.